Hello, everyone. My name is Robert Stanley. I'm the host of the Salvation Report. And I wanted to mention something to you today about health and well being, something that I have learned the hard way. And unfortunately, I think we all do. So if you're just watching this somewhere other than my Substack, robertstanley.substack.com, or you happen to be listening, please go to my Substack and take advantage of the links there to the information. I'm briefly going to just tell you right now what I have learned this year, 2025, about optimal health. It really starts internally, what some people call the microbiome. It's another word for your intestines and the flora that live in there, the bacteria, good and bad. Okay. So the book you need to read, and I know a lot of people don't like this, but it's called Super Gut, and you can download it for free as a PDF, or you can purchase it from Amazon or wherever you prefer. But it's essential reading, stuff I'd never learned, and in my 65 years on this planet, I didn't realize it until I started reading this book about the importance. I mean, it really seems obvious in retrospect, but the truth is, we're not being given enough information about basic things about health, and so I'll just give you an example. Like, it turns out eggs, cheese, bread, stuff that we consume a lot of is not healthy. The way it's been adulterated, altered through chemicals that are not beneficial to our bodies, especially internally. There's a whole host of different beneficial bacteria that is devastated by antibiotics and different food and toxins in the water, etc., and parasites. So I think I'll include a lot of that in the links down below this particular little report. And just a brief little report for you, to give you a heads up and a way to help improve your health and well-being. And I keep saying well-being for a good reason. Turns out that when we have a healthy gut or microbiome, that the good bacteria helps our body produce like things like serotonin. It enhances our mood. It makes us feel better. Okay, not just healthier, like energy. The mood, it changes our moods. So people that are angry, have anger management issues, typically are unhealthy physically as well as mentally or emotionally, right? So it's actually pretty simple. Here's the problem. The particular formula that I will post down below on this report on my Substack was provided by a doctor that I met through Dr. Brian Ardis, and this particular doctor's name is Orlando Silva. He's a medical oncologist out of Florida, and he explained to me that you can't buy this particular yogurt in a store. These particular bacteria, or probiotic is another way of saying it. These particular probiotics are unavailable in yogurt that we buy at the store. Even if you go to a good store like Whole Foods or Sprouts or whatever, it says, billions of cultures of live bacteria. Yeah, but is it the one that actually is going to do you the most benefit? And the answer is no. And I'm still not sure why, but I guess it doesn't even matter at this point. The bottom line is it's just not there. So this is why, if you really want to get healthy, and I'm 3 weeks into this, and I've noticed my skin and my mood and just everything, my hair is definitely healthier, because I've been doing this with my wife. And again, it's a bit of a procedure. Once you get started, it becomes very easy to make your own yogurt at home using these particular bacteria, which again, I bought all this on Amazon. It was delivered very quickly to my door. But the probiotics that I list there are readily available but you have to know the formula in order to create the yogurt. And I'm going to link you to what I feel is the best solution to this. It's called the Ultimate Yogurt Maker. It makes life a lot easier if you're going to do this. So I really wouldn't deviate into, unless you're just already making yogurt. Stick with something that makes the process much easier logistically. Okay, I'm just talking about the actual process of making this yogurt at home. And I'll put it this way: it's medicinal grade yogurt that you can't buy anywhere. It should be readily available, but it isn't. And I guess it's because I'm assuming now, it works too well. It makes us too healthy. And again, that's why they've messed up with the cheese and the bread and even the eggs. I'll just briefly tell you, because that's part of the other thing I learned from this particular doctor was eating eggs regularly, like every morning. I have been. And even our dog is, and it's changed his hair. His coat is so much better. Costco eggs, for example, are cheap. They're the cheapest around. And even though they say organic or whatever, the problem is they've been bathed in chlorine solution. And eggs are porous, especially once the outer coating, which is called the bloom, is gone. And that's why they have to be refrigerated. So, unfortunately, they're in here in Florida. There's a lot of farms, so you can get farm fresh eggs even at the regular market here. And there's a difference. There's a huge difference. You can just see the color and the consistency of the egg is different. It just is. And obviously, I mean, chlorine is not nutritional at all. In fact, if anything, I think it deletes. It's not just wiping away that particular coating, supposedly for sanitation purposes. But I really feel like it's changing the nature of the yolk. I mean, whatever on the inside. I forget what they call the clear stuff, but the whites. Yeah, they call it the white. I don't know why, because it's clear. But anyway, the entire egg is compromised, in my opinion. Even the shell is I noticed is much more brittle from Costco eggs. And Costco's not the only one. I'm just using them as an example because for a while my wife and I were buying a bunch of, you go in there and it's cheap. You just buy like dozens of eggs for relatively little money. And that's not a good idea. So we have to really work hard at being healthy all the time. It is a constant struggle. But once you know what to look for and what to avoid, it actually becomes a lot easier, in my opinion. So, like I said, I'll put some links down below, and I'll probably add some stuff in post about this, just so you can see what I'm talking about, what it looks like. And I'll warn you too, the first batch that you make of yogurt at home, the consistency won't be what you consider to be, ideal. It's going to be a little watery and kind of broken up. But when you take some of that and then start your next batch with it and add some more of the prebiotic and the probiotic into that starter. And the other thing was we only use ultra pasteurized half and half. You can also use ultra pasteurized whole milk to do this. If you really want a really good consistency yogurt that actually tastes good, it's not super sour or weird. But the reason it's ultra pasteurized is because that then has less bacteria, and that would compete with the good bacteria that's in the probiotics and the prebiotic. And so is part of my wife and I every morning at some point And by the way, start with a very small amount because it will have a huge impact on your uh, stomach. And I mean, surprisingly so. It's not a laxative. It's what's happening is your body's having a reaction to what, not just your body. The bad bacteria are freaking out. They're like jumping ship. They're like rats jumping off of a ship. They do not want to be anywhere near the good bacteria, and it's really interesting the competition that goes on inside, um, internally, I should say, of the digestive tract is about 30 feet long, if I remember correctly, and there's a lot of things that can happen in there that you don't want to happen, and because there's a host of things. It's not just your mood, but I mean, like your skin and a lot of things are connected. I mean, it's all connected, but I'm just saying there's a lot of symptoms that come out of this when bad bacteria, not only do they flourish, but they can migrate when they're not kept in check. And then all kinds of health problems pop up. And obviously, nobody really wants that. But most people, including myself, I didn't know. I really didn't know. And I'm grateful now that I do know how to avoid it. You know, it's not just the foods we eat, it's the foods that we're not even aware of eating or can't. Like I say, these particular probiotics are available, but even when, like, I was taking probiotics from the store, you know, supposedly the best ones. They have like billions of whatever, and they're in the refrigerated section, and they're supposedly superior. You just take one of those with your supplements every day. No, that's inadequate. You read Supergut, the book, and you'll it will blow your mind. And I'm sure you're going to feel like I do. If you start down this path, you're going to be like, wait a minute, why didn't somebody tell me this sooner? And you're probably going to want to tell other people about it, you know, that you love and care about. Obviously, family and friends are, we're all vulnerable. We're all being manipulated by not just the medical system, but the food is a lot of times is toxic or deficient. And over time, nutritional deficiencies can lead to incredibly bad results. And yeah, so again, this is why I'm doing this. Let's just call this a public service announcement. All right, it's not an ad per se, because I'm just providing information. If you want to purchase that one time you purchase the yogurt maker, I get a small commission off of that, only because I would never promote this technology, and it's super basic, but I would never even mention it to you if it didn't work properly and actually make life easier. Actually, my wife and I were very hesitant to do this. We figured, oh, you know, it's just yogurt. No, it's not. Once we actually both read the book Supergut, we realized, wait a second. If we don't do this, we're going to continue to have health issues. So we help each other to do this process. And again, the ingredients and the instructions, I will make sure it's linked below on my Substack page below this particular video. And if you have any questions, if I can answer them, I will. But I think it's all pretty self-explanatory. And I always have contact information on the reports in my Substack. Or you can email me if you really want to. You can email me, unicuseditor@gmail.com. It's spelled UNICUS editor@gmail.com. This isn't rocket science. It is actually, it should be common knowledge. They should teach us in, school, health class. I think didn't we have health class? And doctors, like I said, I found this out from a doctor, and you can't prescribe it. You can only recommend it, but it has medicinal properties in it in the sense that it cures serious conditions, health conditions in humans. So anyway, I hope this is helpful to somebody out there. I know it has been very helpful to my wife and I. And okay, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.